Today I want to talk about Daniel Gafford, his impact on the Washington Wizards last year, and how he could continue to fare in what continues to be a loaded front court for the Washington Wizards next year. With that being said, if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's talk about Daniel Gafford with the Washington Wizards. Daniel Gafford being acquired by the Washington Wizards at the trade deadline last year was one of the most impactful trade deadline acquisitions of the year, as he was involved in a three-team trade that involved Monty Green, Daniel Tice, Lou Cornett, Mo Wagner, Troy Brown Jr., a bunch of pieces going in between Chicago, Boston, and the Wizards. And the Wizards ended up getting Daniel Gafford, who was absolutely brilliant for them once he was acquired. He played 23 games for them, all off the bench, played a bit over 17 minutes a night, was impactful on the offensive end, was absolutely crucial to their improvement on the defensive end. They were one of the they were a better half and a top half defensive team in the league once he was acquired, and they were a terrible defense before then, given there was just more impact and more interest on the team as well to try on the defensive end. But Daniel Gafford was a big part of that. He averaged 1.8 blocks in 17.7 minutes a night. He was a very good rim protector. He gave them good rebounding, and his connection with Russell Westbrook was very good as well, allowing him to score about 10 a night on 68% from the field. He was impactful to say the least, and this was in a front court that also had Alex Len and also had Robin Lopez. Now, moving forward into this upcoming season, you would think Daniel Gafford's going to continue to have a good season, but there's some concerns there. Russell Westbrook is no longer in town. It is now Spencer Dinwiddie, who is nowhere near as good of a playmaker as Russell Westbrook is. Not a bad one by any stretch, but obviously not Russell Westbrook level, and Russell Westbrook has been known to play well with centers and then make them look better than they actually are, get them a bag, and then he leaves and they underperform. Most notably, Steven Adams. But Daniel Gafford still has a decent point guard in town. But the other problem is that their front court is absolutely loaded again. Alex Len and Robin Lopez are no longer his competition, but you could say it's even harder competition now with Thomas Bryant expected to be back from injury within the first couple of months of the season at the latest, and Montrezl Harrell also in town now after the Russell Westbrook trade. So he has a lot of competition. Now, he is one of the younger guys, at least compared to Montrezl, but Thomas Bryant is also a high pick of the Wizards in previous years, and he's going to be someone that's going to want to make a mark. He was the starting center before he got injured and was projecting to be an important part of this team's future. Difference being, Thomas Bryant is much more offensive oriented and is not great at all on the defensive end, whereas Gafford is that anchor on the defense. So, can Gafford play himself into a significant role on this Wizards team, and is he going to be the future of the Wizards at the center spot? I mean, let's put it this way. Defense is way more impactful and valuable to winning at the center spot than offense is. If you can have both, great. But if you have to tell me I have to have an offensive center with no defense, kind of like an Enes Kanter mold, or someone with no offense and good defense, JaVale McGee, people take JaVale McGee. There's a reason why JaVale McGee is signed by contenders as a backup center and is impactful in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Kanter is signed to be a backup center and then doesn't see the court in the playoffs. Defense is valuable at the center position. You need to have a good anchor and rim protector on your defense. So I would project that Gafford's going to be a pretty darn important piece of this team moving forward, because Montrezl Harrell obviously isn't a playoff or good defensive center, and Thomas Bryant isn't a good defensive center either. So Daniel Gafford is that guy. Daniel Gafford is going to have to be that guy, and I would suspect that Daniel Gafford is probably the starting center for the Washington Wizards come the start of the season. Wizards fans, if there's news otherwise that would tell you otherwise, please let me know down in the comment section. I'm not concerned about the news as far as my take here. I'm concerned about what they should do, but if they are actually doing something different, then let me know down in the comment section. I don't think Daniel Gafford is going to be as impactful offensively immediately, because point guard and center take time to build chemistry, to find their looks, to know what they like, to know where they get the ball. And obviously Russell Westbrook is just more elite than that, than pretty much any other point guard in the league, outside of a few, and Spencer Dinwiddie is not one of those few that is better than him. Now, I think he's still a solid playmaker, and I think they'll still be able to get the ball in his hands enough that he can also give them a little bit of impact and easy finishing in and around the rim. But his most important asset and his most impactful part of the game is going to be his defense. That's where he is best. That's where he was best on this Wizards team last year, and that's what he's going to have to continue to do for this Wizards team to remain an important part this team moving forward. I think he'll do so. I think he'll continue to improve. He's still only entering year 3, and that nice little explosion in year 2 with Washington can definitely be more of signs to come for someone who is still only 22 years of age. With that being said, that is my thoughts on Daniel Gafford moving forward with the Washington Wizards. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.